Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant. Welcome back to the channel and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak into your lives. I feel very blessed for that, and thank you to all my subscribers who have stuck with me on this journey. Today we are doing number 5 in the Rebirth series. We could actually be making astrological history here today, because nowhere have I seen a rebirth book or any information regarding rebirth from a challenging Pluto transit. But I'm video blogging this, whatever that's called, like a video diary, what have you, of my experience with the Pluto transit to my natal sun and to natal Mercury. Before that, I probably wasn't consciously aware. I'm going back sort of, easy 25 years, when Pluto is conjunct my natal sun, moon, but that's when I had my child. So I was still a little unconscious back then. But here today, we are making astrological history, all right? I hope so. If you've seen anything about a rebirth book or videos or what have you, pop it into the comments so that others can have that opportunity. Right, I've made 4 rebirth videos, and I almost feel like, oh, you could go and delete all of those now, Monique, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep them there because that has been the progress of my awareness regarding the rebirth in a Pluto challenging transit. So we know that we have death, transformation, and then rebirth. And when you're in the death and the transforming, you're forever wondering, and that's in the previous videos of this series, you're wondering, am I rebirthed yet? Am I rebirthed yet? And that's just naivety. That's all it is. It's just naivety, and I'm learning as I'm going, almost like a collective guinea pig. All right. So I don't believe I've rebirthed yet. I really don't. And there's a few points that I'm going to bring into this video today, sort of back up that. But firstly, I'd like to say, every day when we wake up, we're reborn. When we wake up out of sleep, we're reborn. Every moment, every now moment, we are reborn. But you wouldn't know that until you've done that really deep work with the Pluto transit, that everything, every moment of the day is a rebirth. All right. But we really sort of want something that, some form that we can express to say, yes, I've had a rebirth, but I'm saying today I still haven't yet had my rebirth. And I've looked at the astrology and I've reflected and meditated, and this is what Spirit has shown me. All right. Now, there's other transits that can not stop the rebirth, but act as Pluto's minion to bring more clarity to the rebirth. So I'm going to use, my experience, because that's what's going on this channel. So, I've had that Pluto conjunct the natal sun, and we know Pluto's ingressing back into Aquarius, last degrees, but that'll be beyond the 3-degree orb for me. And I came out of that 3-degree orb of Pluto conjuncting the natal sun, bang, into a Saturn return. So with Saturn, of course, it's not, it's heavy energy. So coming out of Pluto and then into this Saturn return is more work. And, we have discussed this, that my generation, my soul group, we have Saturn and Chiron in Pisces and Uranus and Pluto conjunct in Virgo, okay? So I'm undergoing that second Saturn return, all right? And so, no, there's still more work to be done where I could say, yes, I am a completely different person prior to Pluto conjuncting my natal sun, and I'm not. I'm not. I mean, this is a personal journey, and only you will know when you have rebirth. This is a new life. It's not the old life shined up, right? It's not, okay, Pluto comes in and works on addictions, works on relationships, works on the shadow, works on your family patterns, all of that sort of stuff. Well, if we're still holding on to even a little bit of any of that, addictions, dysfunctional relationship patterns, anything like that, if we're still holding on to that, we haven't rebirthed, because it needs to be a new life, almost like I'm going to be unrecognizable. I won't be unrecognizable to you guys because you've been following my journey. But let's say to people that knew me a decade ago or 2 decades ago or 3 decades ago would look at where I'm at and probably go, wow, you're a different person. However, I know within I'm not. So we've got that Saturn return for myself, okay? And you may, you know, we're all different soul groups here. So you would have to look at what transits are backing up to your Pluto conjunct Sun, square Sun, opposed Sun, all right, or any of your other planets, okay? So I've got that Saturn return. Now here's another one, is my progressed Sun, and I'm going to do a video on progressions, not to confuse everybody, but just so that you can take something from progressions to add to your journey to understand the energies of your path. So my progressed Sun is in Pisces, okay? And now, you know, that's been, the Sun has progressed in Pisces for 26 years, you know, and I could probably say that's the years that I've been crying at most. 26 years ago, I started crying, you know, the Pluto had conjuncted the moon, so it had opened up that, activated my emotional body, and I've been in tears for 26 years. So wouldn't you think, logically, that my rebirth would come about when my progressed Sun ingresses into Aries? It makes sense to me, logical sense, because I'm wondering why I don't have that energy to rebirth, you know, to do that last big push sort of thing. It's because my progressed Sun is in Pisces, so it's finishing a cycle. The energy isn't there for me to go, right, let's hit it. So I've still got another 3 to 4 years of that progressed Sun in Pisces. My progressed ascendant has just gone into Scorpio. Okay, so transit Pluto in the tropical chart is going to be squaring my progressed ascendant. Okay, so in my logical mind, when my natal Sun progression goes into Aries, I will have had a few years as a Scorpio ascendant, okay? And, you know, that's building the power to have that last push, all right? So there's lots of little factors, you know, logically that we can use. And that's why I'm doing this, you know, it's a logical thing. You know, I'm a meditator, you know, I could bring enlightened videos, but I'm not ready to do that yet, because there's still, you know, a lot of us that are moving through these transits, okay? And that's my purpose on this channel. So they are reasons that I think from my chart's perspective, you know, why that rebirth hasn't happened yet. We have to take into account our progress chart and also our natal chart and what's going on the back of that challenging Pluto aspect, right? For me, Saturn return and that progression. So we look into the future transits that we're going to be expecting to our chart and see, just from our own wisdom and intuitive wisdom, you know, whether that would affect that big last push. The other aspect is, okay, Pluto has made that challenging aspect to your natal Sun or personal planets. Is Pluto going to be working with other planets in the near future? Well, for myself, yes, Venus and Mars. Pluto is going to be conjuncting my natal Venus, conjuncting my natal Mars. So that energy I'm moving towards that energy. All right, so that you know, could come into account as well. Now, as far as personally goes, I don't feel like I've rebirthed because I'm still reaching for a couple of addictions to make myself feel better. And in my mind, I'm not rebirthed until those addictions have all gone. Yes, they'll be there. I have to work with them all of my life. But to get to that pure self-love point where you don't need to lapse back. And I don't want to know your addictions. I'm just being very honest here, okay? Nothing like what it was before. More so mine's food. Gosh, you know, when things got really bad, I asked someone for a cigarette, you know, and that sort of stuff. You know, we know our own selves and what our addictions are and what we use to push down our feelings and not feel those really raw energies. Okay. So to me, that's an incompleteness for my own personal self. And yes, I'm hard on myself. There's no doubt about that. You know, also having the faith and the trust. When you've gone through a very hard Pluto transit and you've had 15, 25 years of, you know, one thing after another, you know, to rebirth, there needs to be that 100% faith, 100% belief, that surrender. You know, we talk about surrender in the Pluto videos, that 100% to surrendering to what is in this now moment. And I'm very much working on that. And the mind, you know, the darkness of the mind. You know, I feel not now, I don't. I've just done 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of really deep work. And prior to that, I felt really stuck, like, you know, stuckness in a rut sort of thing. That's not a rebirth. If I'm feeling like I'm in a rut, I'm not rebirthing, you know. So they're the things that I'm working on, and I'll keep making these rebirth videos until I can get to the point, I guess, and say, right, well, you know, from that Pluto transit with my ego, the sun, with Mercury, the mind, you know, I feel as though I'm a very new person. I've been reborn without dying and coming back, you know, incarnating. All right. Now, another thing for me is I'm not having fun. I'm not having the fun that I would desire, I guess you could say. You know, and the integrations, you know, integrating the lessons and what I learned about myself and standing in my power. I am standing in my power. My boundaries are very solid and I trust my discernment, and I'm learning to trust myself. So I don't 100% trust myself yet, but I'm learning to trust myself. And fear is very much, you know, an energy that comes with the challenging Pluto transits. So, you know, when things happen out there, you know, I've had a breakthrough. I have had a breakthrough in the last couple of weeks. So, you know, fear's a no-no. It's a no-no for all of us, you know, in the collective. However, fear is very much operating in the collective at the moment for where we are all at on this beautiful blue planet, right? So fear, you know, got to go, you know, to rebirth. A brand new baby comes out, they're not in fear, okay? They're in awe of the world. They're excited about all of this new stuff. Well, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But at least I know that that's where I would like to be, okay? But we need, that's a daily thing to work towards. And you know, my goal is enlightenment and mastery of the mind. You know, my mind is illuminated, and I don't allow my mind to be the master of my reactions and my emotions. So that's my desire, and I'm not there yet. So I'm not reborn. Yeah. So, you know, if you go back and watch the other videos, in my naivety and still in the pain, and then, you know, you go through months and months of Pluto shadow, and then you have a relief and you think, oh, I'm reborn. And then months pass and oh my God, you're back in the shadows again. You know, but once you become aware and conscious of this Pluto challenging aspect, what I've come to learn is that life is death, transformation, rebirth, death, transformation, rebirth, death, transformation, rebirth. And that goes in, like I say, every day we wake up, we go to sleep, we wake up, hey, I'm alive, it's a new day, I'm reborn. So once we can sort of get to that point that we wake up in the morning and go, yippee, another day, you know, for me, that would be my measure of having a rebirth. All right. And I haven't found anywhere or any sort of method, you know, behind this rebirth information. Okay. But remember, we're all just becoming more and more conscious on this planet as time progresses. All right. So that's just a few things to keep in mind if you're wondering, when is the rebirth? What does it look like? Am I reborn? Really, only you could say that. And when I looked into that progressions, I thought, oh God, I'm at the end of a progressed. I've got 4 years of progressed sun in Pisces, and that's the end of a cycle. And I'm wanting that Aries energy, right, to get up and go at them like I used to when I was a workaholic, but I'm not going to be a workaholic. You know, some days the energy is just not there. And with Pisces, that's the Pisces archetype. That's the Pisces archetypal energy, is to flow, right? They're not aggressive action takers. That's Aries, all right? So in 3 to 4 years, Saturn will be finished. Yay. And then Saturn will be squaring my natal sun when it ingresses into Aries. And it's about the same time when Saturn ingresses into Aries, and I'm Saturn ruled Capricorn, right? So, and, you know, Aquarians will be able to say this because Saturn is the co-ruler, right? But they would also have Aquarians and you know, the Leo, Scorpios, Tauruses, you'd have to look where Uranus is and what Uranus is doing in your chart. And, you know, for me, Uranus is right on my midheaven. So there would be change in my career coming, wouldn't you think? Change, right? In the 10th house as Uranus transits that 10th house. That's my thinking, yeah? So I don't think we can actually go, yes, reborn, thank you. It is a process. However, it's good to know, and it's good to, you know, share this with others. Because you may be wondering yourself. I've had some good comments in the rebirth series, you know, and this is number 5. So we'll see how many we get to, but I'll just keep bringing you information as I'm intuitively led to. And I have been intuitively led to make this video, this rebirth video today. And I'm very honest. I'm still holding on to the past a little bit, not for dear life, not white knuckling, and I'm not doing that, but I'm just aware of, you know, just very subtle things that I really need to let go of. I mean, I've been in these units for 10 years. I mean, to me, leaving this address energetically would bring new energy through. No? Yeah. So, you know, I'm not ready to leave this unit yet. So that's, you know, it's just making our way out of the cocoon before we take off as beautiful butterflies, all right? Or making our way up and out of the fire, like the phoenix, okay? Both archetypal. Or soaring free like an eagle above the ebb and flow of normal 3D life, okay? And to me, that's a rebirth. That's definitely a rebirth. So thank you very much for watching. I've really enjoyed to bring this information to you, and I'll keep bringing more information regarding Pluto and the challenging aspects. But that's it for today, and take care, everybody, and thank you for the comments, and thank you for sticking with me, you know, to all my subscribers. It's a little community. I'm getting very familiar with a few of you, and I love that, okay? And I love your honesty, because, you know, that's what we're here for, to be authentic. All right. So thank you, everyone. Bye.